Good afternoon, everyone. Now, this topic today that I'll be discussing is related to your 11 key areas of responsibilities, and that goes with collaboration and teamwork. Now, collaboration and teamwork based on the management process, if we're gonna have to be follow the management process according to Fayol, there are four steps on it, which is your P, O, D, and C. It goes with planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So, these four steps of management process has been distributed to different 11 key areas of responsibilities. So this one, the collaboration teamwork belongs to directing. Okay? So John Nishina belongs to directing. In your management process, as it's what called process, it's a step-by-step process wherein there is what you call planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Now let's talk about now with your the importance of collaboration in nursing. What is collaboration? Actually, collaboration is a management of your conflict. Now, it's one of the management is it is one of the management of your conflict. So it's a conflict resolution, which were in the conflict of the two parties has been resolved because they agreed on one decision. So that goes with they will be given the win-win situation. I will repeat, it's a win-win situation. Both parties agreed. Both parties now are doing activities with the same idealism, same goal. No, they are working as one, united. For that, it will increase the work. So, collaboration in nursing is the active and purposeful working together of healthcare professionals. So, those are nurses, midwives, pharmacists, therapists, and social workers. So, we consider them as what? How do we call them? Allied health professionals. So, allied health professionals, so these are those professionals related to health. All right? Sorry for that. I need to do this. Alright, so disturb lang tayo ng konti. Yan na. Let's go now to the importance. It improves the patient outcomes. Why it improves the patient outcomes? Let's highlight this one. Improving the patient outcomes because this time the group is working as one, right? They are coordinated with their decision, timely. It reduces what? Errors. So that's the good thing when we are working as one. Second, it enhances safety because one brain, one team. So even the leader will not tell them, okay, you need to promote safety to your client. It's not supposed to be anymore because they do have one brain. Promote shared responsibility, and that is the good thing because they are not counting their own tasks, but instead they are helping one another to uplift, no, to uplift. There's another one, lumabas din ito sa exam, promote mutual respect. Take note of this one. Promote mutual respect. How does it, what do you mean by that? Encourages open communication and professional growth. By how? So, if someone is receiving any achievement or award, they respect, they advocate, they inspire others to follow because they know that with this thing they didn't own it by themselves. It's a group effort somehow, but someone excelled to that performance. These members are not sad, but instead they are happy and they respect that thing, whatever the improvement of every individual. Reduces redundancy. Hindi na tayo magpaulit-ulit pa. That's a resource of waste, right? So that's a resource of waste. So pag sinabing resource of waste, that it could not part of your cost effectiveness. No? Remember, that's the best element. Okay? Best element of your budgeting rather. Cost effectiveness is the best element. When I told you about the flexibility, it's better to answer cost effectiveness as the answer for your budgeting. Now, the resource waste na sinasabi nila is this could be another cost to do, no? Maging magastos ni siya kasi ulit-ulit na lang kayo ng ganyan gawa. Gastos sa kuryente, gastos sa mga materials, especially sa manpower. It's a waste of time. Empowers nurses, as always. And take note with the word empowers. Empowerment is the hallmark of what type of leadership? Anybody? Empowerment is the hallmark of what type of leadership? Very good. That is transformational. No? Transformational leadership is your empowerment as the hallmark of its idealism. While the other type of your leadership is termed as your transactional, the leader here love to give what? Reward to every good behavior. So in every meeting, may pakain si boss para lang ma-stimulate ang mga worker. Parang ganon. So these are just the importance why collaboration must be our center for working as a team, because we cannot be called a team without collaboration first. We will not be called a stronger team. We are a team, but we are not called, or we will not be known as a stronger team without the right collaboration. So by that, let's proceed to the most important topic, which is commonly asked in the board exam. And that word is all about your interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. All right, so let me just do the highlight of it and increase the size. The size of the size. Oh, it's very small. There you go. Okay. So we will go now here on your number one, your what you call interdisciplinary. No? Pag sinabing interdisciplinary, this multidisciplinary muna tayo. Multidisciplinary teamwork. Marami. Work in parallel. Paki-take note ng word na parallel. Team parallel. So, pag sinabing team parallel, nag-meet ba sila? Hindi. Hindi. Look at the colors I used. Are the same? They're just not the same. They're different. So, parallel. They're different with their plans, with their how it is being done, but they do have one goal, and that is for the recovery of the patient. All right? Now, so next would be your communication is often and indirect through referrals. Yun lang. Kasi ang pag sa multidisciplinary is minsan-minsan lang ang communication, where in fact, to have a good team, communication is very important. That is one of the C. Communication, competency, that's it. Alright? Next, let's proceed to the next one. And that is your patient care is often segmented. Pag sinabing segmented, iba-iba. Example, a doctor writes orders, the nurse implements, correct? But the dietitian gives diet plans separately. So which means, hindi sila nag-work as one. Unlike with this other word that we're going to discuss, let me highlight this one, bigger than that, and put a color to this, and that is termed as your interdisciplinary. No? Interdisciplinary teamwork. Team members work collaboratively. Pag sinabing collaboratively, they work as one. Oh, shared goals, no? Shared goals ang ginamit na word. Bakit shared goals, Nurse Jane, ang ginamit? Malalaman nyo mamaya. Kasi bakit shared goals nga naman pala ang ginamit nila? Because you, mamaya pa diba? Oh, so, hindi na makontrol ang buha ko. Okay. So, shared goals, bakit? You will never be called a team if good team or a strong team if the goals of yours differently. So the different goals will never be a good way for a harmonious company. Now, let's proceed to the next one. This is your communication is continuous. That's it. That's the great thing. I'm gonna highlight that. Continuous. Another one, open. If you do have a problem, open it up. And then the last one is team-based. And that team-based called your team spirit, not a team-based. Why? The team spirit hold one another, they make the base as strong. Patient is viewed holistically. Wow, that's so very nice according to multidisciplinary. They don't look the person because it was a pain on the ass, but a pain more than that. So sample, during the ward rounds, the nurse, doctor, therapist discuss and agree a unified plan with the patient input. So they talk together, they plan together, and they decide together because every member of the collaboration team must have to practice their voice. Next, what's the key difference between the two? O, para mas madali. In terms of teamwork, they are collaborative. While the multidisciplinary, what's a good thing, you are independent. Wala nang ialam. But, what's the common thing between the two? Shared goal. I would like to emphasize the shared goal. Di ba napakaganda? Iba-ibang lahi man tayo, mapa-Kristyano, Musliman, or mapamanubo. Pero isa lang ang ating hangarin. And that, to live in this world with peace and unity. So, this now makes the team stronger? Yes or no? Is this now makes the team stronger? Yes or no? Okay. So as I told you, there is a word to remember, cohesiveness. The cohesiveness must have to put into your mind for the fact that it will really be again a part of your examination. So nagkakagulo ang mga utak ng mga nagtuturo kung ano ba ang isasagot doon, shared goal ba or cohesiveness. Where in fact, the shared goal has a point. Pero may point din naman si cohesiveness. Kasi pag sinabing cohesive, hindi na yan matatanggal. At walang matatanggal. Katulad sa inyo, dapat walang paksyon-paksyon, you work as one here. Do not work independently. Hindi ka multidisciplinary. Ano ka? Interdisciplinary ka dapat. So with this aspect of a person having a shared goal, it brings the person into a situation to become united. Diba? Mauna muna ang shared goal. Mag-norming ka muna, mag-ano muna kayo, diba? Mag-forming. Ano naman ka dire? Bakit ka nandito? Ay, para sa PBB. Ganun. Ganon. So, that is now knowing what is their purpose, why they are here. Then after that, you have to, the purpose. Next, you have to make sure you do have the shared goal. So if this group already have the shared goal, they do have a united mind, a united spirit. So unity has been developed here. Knowing that there's already a unity, Therefore, what makes the team stronger is no other than cohesiveness. No? Cohesiveness. Bakit po, Nurse Jane? Dahil nga po, sa cohesiveness na yan, hindi na yan matatanggal ang team na unless end of the world na. Kaya nga hanggang ngayon, mayroong mga barkada na kahit matanda na, tuba pa rin ang iyong tinitira. Parang ganun. So, they still manage to get together because they have a cohesiveness relationship. I hope it's clear. Now, let's go to a role and responsibility of a team member. Ano ba dapat ang isang member ng team of the healthcare? Must define the scope of what? Practice. That is very important. That is related to your RA 9173, in which the scope of practice this nabawasan na po ng Gcash na ako mga mega piskot man eh. Ano na ko? Sorry for that one. I'm sorry for the words that I've used. Tao lang po. Tao lang. Okay, scope of practice. So that's you're not going beyond the line. So episiotomy, it's not your thing. Episiotomy, it is, as long as you got a training from MCNAP. So, you must know hanggang saan ka lang. Kaya nga, I practiced that kind of thinking when I became the kabit. So, inalam ko lang kung saan, hanggang saan ako. Ano yung kabit na tinuro ko sa inyo? Is it holdover or ad interim? Temporary lang. Very good. That is ad interim. Pag in-extend ang duty ni kabit, kahit hindi makauwi ang original, hold over ang tawag doon. So now, we do have the scope of practice. You must know that. Your traditional or the basic role, and at the same time, your expanded role. So for instance, your traditional role or basic role, do you care? Do you give care to your patient? Yes or no? Yes, and that makes you a what? Very good. Before that, a caregiver muna. What is caregiver? A giver of care. Why make things difficult if you can make things easy? Correct? So once you know that it's a situation that the nurse is performing vital signs, feeding the client, that is an act of a caregiver. While patient advocate, I want you to take note of that because you are fighting for the right of your client. Fighting, no? Fighting. Uplifting the right of your patient. For instance, the surgeon is about now to slice the skin or to incise the skin. But who will gonna shout the time out? Is it the head nurse, the circulating, or the scrub nurse? Who will gonna shout the time out? Okay, the word time out came from the situation in operating room. Basketball ba yun, nurse? Para mag-time out sila now. Dahil nakita ni circulating nurse na nakita ni circulating nurse na hindi pa pala napirmahan ang informed consent. And for the fact that in your scope of practice, that is one thing that the patient must have to remember, that one thing that the nurse must have to remember, that the patient, that the patient is what? Has the right to be informed. And that is your full disclosure. Let me give you another term na lumabas. Full disclosure. And when I say full disclosure, that means everything will be told to the patient. No? Everything. Not only one. Okay. Next, you do have your coordinates care and communicates changes. Oh, really? Coordinates. So, This aspect is on the line of authority. As I told you to the line of authority, nandyan si lola, nandyan si nanay, nandyan si nanay ni lola, nandyan si nanay, at sa baba ay si staff. At si staff ay kailangan obserbahan yan parati ng nanay niya, ng head nurse. Kaya wala tayong karapatan to reprimand our siblings because we are just only the child of our master. And the one who is responsible for the reprimanding, it's the mother, not the eldest. Okay? Now, so, there is a question with regards to it. What do you call the principle in which what do you call the principle in which the staff nurse report it to the head nurse, report it to the supervisor nurse, and report it to the chief nurse? What do you call the principle? The line of authority. Very good. So when I say the line of authority, anong ibig sabihin ng line of authority? Are we going to follow the pathway? Yes or no? Yes. So once the pathway is from either both parties, because sometimes we do reporting as well to our head. So that is upward communication. So once there is, ulitin ko upward communication, it is a communication reporting from head, from upward. So this is a communication wherein upward, pahangad ka. So one case is incident report. Okay? Incident report. Anong meron sa incident report? Sa incident report, pag ikaw ay nagkamali, pinapasulat ka ng incident report. Pero as a nurse, alam mo dapat na hindi siya itatago sa bahay ni patient. Dapat ikaw mag-secure na wala dapat na walang makakabasa maliban kay patient. Based on the Data Privacy Act, the patient is allowed to read what is in the chart. Because why not to let the patient read what is in the chart? Is that information yours? No. That information is from the patient. Now, next would be your downward communication. So, kung may upward, meron din tayong downward. So, anong ibig sabihin ng downward communication? A downward communication, it is a communication in which from the top going, downward. From the top going down. So, for instance, from that top going down, that is mataba ang patient. Mataba ang patient. So, baka hindi makalusot sa area or sa CR. Downward communication. So, downward is from the head going to the staff. For example, by memorandum. Memorandum, it is a legal paper, memo. Is it illegal or not? Memorandum. It is a legal document, Legal document yan para mapatunayan na nag-inform ka sa iyong mga staff na may ganito mangyayari. Kung hindi na nila yan mabuhat o hindi na nila magawa yan, hindi mo na kasalanan. Because not every time na mag-inform ka lang sa kanila. Okay? So don't let them feel obvious kung sino sila. Kasi wala pa sila ginagawa. Hayaan mo na lang. So downward yun. Pag downward, galing kay batalang emre, papunta sa isang sangre. Pero pag upward, galing sa isang sangre, papunta sa isang F3, papunta sa kay emre. Diba? Alam pa naman ako. So, that is your downward. How about the next one? Say lateral. Very good. Lateral. So, when I say lateral, what happened by that one? Lateral communication. You did that when you had your duty. Endorsement. No? Endorsement. So, pag sinabi kong endorsement, lateral na yan. How about the last one? Outward communication. Pag sinabing outward, outside na dito na area. So, which means that is somehow outside your practice or profession. What is that? Practice or profession? Bago ka pa lang naman. Okay? So, bago ka pa lang naman, so that could be your... Ano yun? Practice, profession. Ay, wala. Okay, wala yan. So, when you are working for a seminar, trainings, that is profession. Ang practice is you are obliged, or you are duty to do it. No, duty mo na maglabay basura. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's continue. So, pag outward, that is outside. So, like coordination. Now, in your communication, you must know that the purpose of memorandum is for advance information. So, sino magpirma dyan? Ang charge nurse or ang chief nurse pag ihatid sa station? Of course, you are going to assist the supervisor to let that head nurse sign the memorandum para malaman na napuntahan ka nga. Next is educate. Educate. When is provide holistic bedside care, then educate patient and family, participates in planning and decision making. Wow, that word decision making is very difficult. So with that aspect, I have a question. A or B lang ang sagot ha? Now, what type of leadership in which the person is using the principle of majority rules? What type of person na gumawa ng kabalastugan? What type of person in which that person used the majority rules? A, democratic. B, participative. Okay, now let's continue. So, participative. Okay. So, participative. Teka lang guys. So, sino doon na gumamit-gamit ng democratic? Democratic, participative, okay? So, it is democratic consultative or democratic participative. Majority rules. Anong tawag doon? Participative. So, pag sinabing majority rules, majority, lahat ba or almost? Almost or lahat? Okay, very good. Almost lang. Hindi ko sinabing lahat. Kaya nga sinabing na majority wins. 'Di ba? O, ayan na. So, next tayo. Physician. O, sino yung physician? Anong trabaho ng doktor? Diagnosis, prescribe treatment. O, the word na ginamit is, makitake note, kasi lalabas na naman yan ulit, prescribe. Ang prescribe ba ay ginagawa ng doktor? Yes, opo, Nurse Jane. Pag gumawa ang isang nurse niyan, pwede hindi. So, hindi kayo pwedeng mag-prescribe. So, ang mag-prescribe lang ay si doctor. You're only going to carry out and transcribe its voice. Lead sa medical management, alangan, consult with other specialists, dapat lang. So, the midwife naman is more on normal deliveries. They don't treat the what? They don't treat it as like they can handle the abnormal or the complications. So they treat that one as limited job. But then the life is our issue here. They need to focus on one function. Educates the mother, families, and newborn. And then the next one is provides medical attention. Okay, putol-putol ang klase ko kasi maraming mga fans club, no? So, work closely with the nurses and OB physicians. So, soon, they will become an RM na. 4-year courses sila. So, sana tataas din ang kanilang salary grade from 11, sana maging 15 din. Pharmacists, they're responsible for medication expertise. Why? We need to know their function. Because we have different skills, but we work as one. You might be the head. Okay? So, knowing each function of every members of the team makes us more confident in performing our own job. Why? We are working as one. We are working for one goal and we are cohesive as a team. So, sana ganun din kayo. Medical technologist, conduct diagnostic tests, ensures timely lab results for treatment. No? Sila ang nag-check ng mga specimen. So, what if nagkaroon ng tinatawag na saan dadalhin ang specimen na nakuhang sample doon sa operation? A, pathology, B, laboratory. Very good. That is in the pathology department. Ito na ang hindi nawawala sa board exam. The PT and the OT. If physical function in general, that is your PT. For general physical function and for the large muscles to move, that is PT. While the OT, these are those muscles being used on the activities of daily living. So, since nagkaroon siya ng stroke, whatever, nabalid because of disgrasya, then that's it. While the social worker, basta tandaan lang PT, large muscles. Pag OT, small muscles. And at the same time, ang next natin topic is a social worker. Si social worker, napakalaking tulong ni social worker, hindi nyo lang alam. Siya ang focal person ng mga abuse sa ating barangay. Kaya if there is something wrong that's suspicious at that moment that you just walking, going back to your place, but you think that there is an abuse because they are shouting, that may narinig ka pang lagabog, pag lumagabog na si ate, na parang ganon. So, anong ginawa mo? Tatawag ka ba ng police or social worker muna? Social worker muna to assist the victims if ever there is. Next is dietitian. So, specific ang dietitian ko isa sa nutritionist. When you say dietitian, then specific to the diet of the patient. When you say nutritionist, that is specific to the, still for the requirements, dietary requirements. Yung si dietitian, the way niya ginagawa is by kung anong order the doctor or what is the diet intended for the patient for this time, that is for the dietitian. But what is the diet intended for the patient until the discharge, that is the nutritionist. Dapat tama ang requirements no, caloric, kilocalories, dapat tama. Hindi siya nagkakabali dapat at that moment. So, the scope is already done. Now, after I have that would be the end of the first slide.